Giles Thomas from musculardevelopment.com. We're here at the San Marino Pro 2017 here on the Yamamoto Nutrition stand. I'm joined with a fellow Brit, Nathan DeAsha. Nathan, as always, mate, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, man. How are you? Good?
Really good. It's always so, mate. Okay, now, the last time we spoke was at the Arnold Europe.
Yeah.
You took 5th place there. We were doing the play-by-play, and we thought maybe you could have placed a little bit higher. What do you think about that?
The decision went that way, what it is, you know. Personally, I think I should have got at least 3rd, but that's just myself, you know. Obviously, I'm going to be biased to myself, but from what everyone said, you know, I came out last, so it wasn't probably the ideal way to come out because I had to pump up last, and then you end up fading a little bit when you come for first or last, you know. But even if I did, I fade a little bit, but it wasn't too much. I think I should have got 3rd anyway, you know. A lot of the guys win the same as earlier, the Olympia. But and then even then, it showed again at Prague the week after. Decision when I got 4th, and again, I think it should have been me and Dex 1 and 2. You know, that's just what it is.
I had you ahead of Roden, but one of the things was I noticed, say like Rami at the Olympia, he kind of came out okay, and then he improved. I thought you came out very, very strong at the Arnold Europe, and I thought you faded quite quickly. What is that from? Because when you came out, it was actually Rosie that said, she says, I've got him 2nd. She said, he looks absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I could have faded just because the time I pumped up, and then I got told I weren't going on, and then I was going on, and I'm not going on. It was a lot of backwards and forwards, you know, and even at the end, I didn't even get my name pronounced. But I don't know, it was a lot back and forth backstage. It was organised great, but if it would have come out in the centre of the pack, I reckon I would have stayed out strong, you know. But even like you said, the Rami come out strong and all the time, he'll always out-muscle me. But I want to, you know, I've done them shows to get next to these guys for next year's Olympia and to prove that, you know, put me next to him. He's a lot heavier than me, but if you have the condition and you have the symmetry, then, you know, it's a different ball game.
Do you think he looked better at the Arnold Europe than he did at Olympia?
Rami, I think he always looks better at a second show.
Sorry.
Oh, myself? Yeah, I think at the Olympia, I went for a bigger look. You know, I went for a more full and more rounded look. I then know that European judges like more conditioning. And obviously then I've come in a lot harder, I think. And it was the same judging.
Same judging.
Yeah, so I should have come in a little bit harder. I should have come in more fully. But it's always a hit and miss and a learning curve. But then even then at the Prague, I came in even harder, I think, at the Prague. But I'm just trying to get that fine line to where I'm fully shredded and I'm full, you know. And at the Arnold and at the Prague, I've done both things within the Olympia. And I'll take from that and I'll learn from that. And hopefully we can bring the Prague conditioning with the Olympia mass next year.
The thing is, Nathan, it's like, I think a lot of people forget, I think sometimes even I forget, is the fact that it feels like you've been around for a long time because you're so established now and you are kind of seen as one of the guys that will always get a top placing.
I wish.
Yeah.
I wish.
But I mean, your first pro show was May last year. I mean, you haven't even been going 18 months competing as a pro yet.
I know, it's gone quick, you know.
Crazy.
I just have to get my name out there. You see a lot of guys do 1 or 2 shows, and because they get 10th, 11th, 12th, they get scared. And I just think, you know, I'm a pro. Compete. Whether you're number 1, 2, 3 or 4 or 5, compete. You know, people pay the money to see you compete and give them the money's worth. Compete at every show. You know what I mean? And then every show's different. And if you're winning every show, then you're number 1. You know what I mean? If you're only winning the Olympia, then you're not giving no one a chance to fight for you.
I was talking on the preview about one of the 2 of the competitors that have kind of gone off our radar, even though they're top competitors. And it's maybe because they're not choosing the higher profile shows and competing enough, like you say. So, like, it's good that you're competing so much. The thing is now, you were 12th last year at the Olympia. This year you were 7th. What's next?
4.
Sorry?
Top 4.
Top 4?
I believe I can get top 4. Dexter and Roden, my boys, you know.
I think you should have beat Roden at the Olympia. I actually had you in 5th place at the Olympia. I thought you looked loads better than Roden. I'm a big Roden fan. I definitely had you where I would have swapped you and Roden quite happily.
Yeah, Dave said the same thing, and a lot of the guys, you know, and even Chris Sito just as his guy, you know. People had me 5th, and I was shocked. To get 7th, I'm happy. But you know,
moving forward,
yeah, I've got to improve, and I believe, you know, I believe I can take Dexter because it's in the same structure. The muscles are a little bit fresher and a bit more younger, and you know, and the face is what it is.
You've kind of got that rammy fullness, but you've also got the kind of the proper detail now. It's like last year, I thought, you know, your rookie year, you know, you could see your legs needed a bit more development, conditioning. You came back this year, your legs had more muscle and had more conditioning. Yeah. You know, now they're saying, oh, he needs to maybe improve some of his back shots. But to be honest, I think you're improving so fast. I can see that next year you will have those improvements, you know? Yeah. I mean, we were talking on a podcast recently, and one of the guys said, look, I honestly think Nathan can win the Olympia because you're 31 years old.
I wish I could win the Olympia. I wish.
I think that's a realistic achievement. I think you're one of the names, one of maybe 2 to 3 names when Heath gets bored, you know, wins his 10th. I think
when he's tired, you know.
But I honestly think you're one of maybe the 3 guys that after Flex Lewis, after Phil Heath steps down, I honestly think you could be one of the next guys in line.
I wish, you know, I've got to get past Ramy and Bonac, you know, and I believe Dexter, like I said, Dexter and Sean, I can get past them. You know, obviously Rowley's there fighting for it, but I don't believe it's the same physique as myself. So that call out separate, you know. If I get top 3, I'm winning, mate. You know, it's like I'm from Britain, and I get a pro card, and we always give it up. To get to the Olympia is a win to me.
In your first year, you got to the Olympia, and you got 12th, and I think many had you. I certainly had you maybe 8th, 9th in your first Olympia. But I mean, you're 31. I mean, some of these guys are late 30s. You know, Dexter's nearly 50. You know, I mean, you're the next generation coming up now.
Yeah, you got to give the young ones a shot. You know, just all we're asking for is a shot. We're knocking on the door, and the likes of myself, Josh, and them guys, you know, we're there, we're waiting. You know, but like I heard a lot of people saying, oh, we're only getting there because the guys are getting older. Well, that's not our fault. You know, that's not, you know, I had people saying, you know, people saying, oh, we're getting there by misfortune because the guys are getting older. Well, that's not our fault, you know. It's like saying Phil only got there because Jay got older. We're doing the best out we can, and you know, and if I get Mr. Olympia or I get top 3, I'm winning, mate, you know.
It's moving forward, isn't it?
Yeah, from where I've came from in life and what I've done, you know, to get to be 3rd, I'm a champion in myself, no matter what no one says, you know. I've proved people wrong from what I've done and where I've been, and bodybuilding saved me in a bigger aspect than just to go in the Olympia. It's changed my life around, so to me, no matter what, mate, I've got a smile on my face, and I'm always a winner to myself and to my family, and that's all that matters, you know.
Do you know what it comes down to? I think it comes down in the sport as well. It's not about maybe having the physique that you bring to the stage. It's about how much you improve. Now, I said this to you when I interviewed you at the Olympia a few weeks back, was you only turned pro like 2014, right? And 2016, you're there and you're battling it out with Rowley and getting compared to him and swapped around. I mean, you can always count on a guy that improves. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, just got to keep improving, you know. It's the judges are looking for people who are improving and the overall look, you know. And I'm just going to be the best Nathan I can be. And people are saying to me, oh, but you're getting heavier. I'm chasing the weight game. I'm not, you know. My body's just responding.
Look at that waistline. That is still a small waistline. I saw you on your Facebook last week, and he was saying you're up to a decent body weight now. I mean, you're looking really chunky. And it's like you said, I don't care. It's not always about size. It's about keeping that waistline small. And I think for me, that is the recipe for success, is to keep getting bigger, but also to keep what you call the 90s aesthetics. Yeah, you know, that 90s look that you really, and I think we all want to see that come back. You know, guys that can get bigger, but also keep that waistline, because you've got a really nice, tight waistline.
As you can see, like, I done a guest pose last week in Vancouver. I'm 128 kilo. You know, I'm kind of I wasn't fat.
That's about 285.
You know, you see yourself. I'm not. You know, I was a bit bloated, but I'm conditioned. The waist is still there, and you know, I'm not the fattest person, but I'm still there and hanging around that range. I don't chase the weight gain, and the body's just naturally growing. You know, now bodybuilding's. I've had this opportunity for it to be in my life with Yamamoto supporting me, and I am Rebel and Optimix, you know. They're supporting me and let me do what I want. So I'm just sitting back, PlayStation, gym and life. You know, the
what a life.
So the body's just responding and just growing to where before that I had to work, you know, 2 jobs. It's a bit harder, but now I'm getting that time and getting encouraged, like yourself, you know. I've got people behind me supporting me and want me to do well, you know, like yourself, you're there, and Chris Bailey, the guys from the start who have always believed in me. And like, you know, I'm always there for them guys. You know, like, for example, people take pictures, but I'm always going back to Bailey because Bailey was there. He said, I'll be pro and I'll do well. You yourself said that, you know. Done the first interview.
I said the year before you won the British, that I took a picture of you with someone and I put on the MD forum, and I said he's the next British champion. I guarantee it, because I think a lot of people are you've been out of it for a few years, and you kind of came back. And I remember in the preview to the British, and people were saying there was like Sassan Harati, now a very good pro. And I said, no, I've seen 2 pictures of you 6 weeks out. And I went, no, I said, Nathan's going to win that. I've seen it. It's game over.
Yeah, I was happy, you know. Sassan's he was a champion himself, you know. He was good. It was a good battle, but you know, hopefully we can all improve and get on the stage together.
All right, Nathan. Well, what's next for you now? Let's wrap it up quickly.
Working, getting heavier, keeping the weight smaller.
Very smaller.
But I know what shows I'm going to do, and I'm hopefully not avoiding no one. That's for sure. And I'm getting out there. I'm going to keep them low, but I'll sign the contracts early, and really I'll be there very early in the season. So within the first 4 months, I'll be competing for the year.
Fantastic. Well, obviously, you know, the fellow Brit, you know, we're always rooting for you, mate. Guys like yourself, Sassan, Rosie, you know, the Flex Lewises. I just think it's really encouraging to see such a surge of British talent right now. You know, we've got guys like Ryan Terry in the Physique. I think we've really we're going somewhere now, and I think, you know, since Dorian, I think we've got this real surge of talent, and it's really exciting to see guys like yourself coming through and doing so well. So anyway, well, big thank you, and a big thank you to Yamamoto Nutrition for sponsoring the coverage. I'm Giles Thomas with Nathan DeAsha for musculardevelopment.com.